Hello everyone. Won't you be my neighbor? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And I thought, while the weather is still kind of beautiful, that I go out and walk as long as we can, to walk and talk. I've got my Rampant Lion Scottish mug. Now, I don't know if this is me in a fighting mood. This means I'm ready to fight or something. I don't know, but it seemed to give me a little bit of comfort. Anyway, I'm going to take a little sip. I want to begin by saying thank you to everyone for your prayers during our priest retreat. It was great to get together with the guys. Great to be with them, and had some good time of reflection, reading. I was able to stay off emails for 4 days. Incredible. I think it's a new record for me. So that was a blessing, just to get that space to listen to the Lord and to slow down and go for walks, and that was good. So go home on Friday. We had a busy weekend. We had the 100th anniversary Mass at Immaculate Conception, which was actually beautiful. It was really something. We had about 85 people there. It was very prayerful. We had cake at the back of the church afterwards. We, of course, have winterized the church. Again, for this coming winter, we emptied the tabernacle and removed the vestments. So there's always a sadness there. And also we had to address the fact that some people thought it was the final Mass. No, it's not the final Mass. There's there's no final decisions on any churches until the bishop makes those decisions. And even if that decision is made, there will be a Mass where the bishop will come. So it was the 100th anniversary Mass to the day, October 30th, 1921, when the first Mass was celebrated in that church. But the spirit of that gathering was fantastic. It was really, really, really good. I have a few things to give you updates about. One of the things is an update on staffing, on staff, parish staff. Many of you have been asking about Lydia Hood. Some of you know her, you remember her ministry. She served in our parish for a number of years. And you know that this time last year, she went on leave to prepare for the delivery of her child. There were health issues, and she and Dave had her husband Dave had a beautiful child, baby Etzer. You can see the picture is right here. She's pretty cute. And well, I'm telling you this, I'm giving you this update now because we just received word a couple of weeks ago from Lydia and Dave that Lydia has decided not to return to ministry at the parish. And different reasons. There's been various health issues that they've struggled with, they continue to struggle with. And so I wanted to let you know that. First thing is, please continue to pray for Lydia and her family, especially for their health. And we mentioned to Lydia that, come by anytime. Don't be shy. Come and bring the baby over. So there might be an opportunity for people to be able to see her and greet her. Where does that leave us, staffing-wise? Well, we had a need for sure in the area of family ministry, sacramental preparation, catechesis, adult catechesis, adult discipleship, that we're going to have to address. I mean, we can't grow as a parish unless we actually invest in that area. So we're going to be having a meeting with the Finance Council this week to talk about, among other things, staffing changes and what we can realistically do in this coming year. So back to the drawing board on that, and unfortunately more uncertainty, more answers that I'm not able to give at this point to some of the questions that you're asking. So once again, thanks for your patience in all of this. And by the way, I just want to say something about staffing, because one of the things that happened a few weeks ago is we had the listening sessions, the 2 listening sessions around the question of the proposed closure of Immaculate Conception Church and St. Paul's Church. And one of the questions that was brought up on the Thursday night with St. Paul's, one of the points that was made was that, well, Father James, you say that we have financial issues and you winterized the 2 locations, and instead of saving that money in a bank account, you went and you hired a staff member. You used the money. Yes, that's right, I did. We did, because here's the thing. In order to grow anything, you have to invest. And if we're going to grow as a parish, as a community of disciples, we have to invest in making disciples and growing disciples. We have to invest in people. And here's the bottom line. With limited time, resources, finances, you can either invest in buildings or you can invest in people. Now, we've got lots of buildings that cost a lot of money to keep them all going, and that's really the critical question that we've got is this infrastructure actually serving the bigger picture? Is it helping us as a parish to flourish, or is it simply managing a long and slow decline? But if all we do is take care of buildings and invest our limited resources in buildings, and we don't invest in people, quite literally, there'll come a time where there will be no people left to inhabit those buildings or be in those buildings or even to sustain those buildings. We can't do it all. And because of the change in culture, because of the change in society, the methods that we use in the church in the past, such as, unlock the church, post the mass times, and just, if you build it, they will come, just wait for people to show up, that doesn't work. We're in a very, very different age. Mission territory is no longer in far off lands, it's right here in Dartmouth. And if we're not actively investing in evangelization, helping people to encounter Jesus, to come into a relationship with Jesus and to follow him, if we're not actually investing in growing disciples, helping people to grow spiritually, we're not going to have a church in the future. And here's the thing, if we do invest in those things, we will have a church. We will have a dynamic and wonderful church. And so, of course, that's the whole point. It's not about spending money or not spending money. It's about putting money into the things that actually make the difference. Over the last 20, 30 years, we've got all the evidence we need to show that if we only invest in buildings, then the church will continue to die. And so that's one thought around staffing. The other thing is, people often ask, well, why do you need staff? Why do you need staff? Why don't you just get volunteers? Okay, yeah. Yes, both and. You see, what gives life in parishes is driven relationally. It's all about relationships. I talked about evangelization and discipleship. They happen through relationships. And volunteers are people, and volunteers are supported by people. The more volunteers you need, the more people you need to support those people. That's another reason why we have staff and why we invest in staff, because we want more and more people volunteering their time and giving their gifts towards supporting the mission of the church, the mission of our parish. That doesn't just happen by itself. My model of staffing in a parish is we don't hire parish staff to do the work of ministry. We don't hire the staff to do the work. We hire staff to support the ministry of parishioners. And it's a very important distinction. Now, speaking about volunteers, we actually have a little need I want to bring to you because we actually need some more volunteers to help out with the office. So we're looking for people to help us on Monday afternoons, 1 to 4 p.m. and on Wednesday mornings, I think from 9 to 12. And we're actually looking for maybe a few others who might be able to do fill-ins here and there. So please, if you like engaging with people, because sometimes the front office, sometimes it can be quiet. You can bring a good book and read it. Sometimes it's non-stop. People at the door, people on the phone. The place can be really, really busy. So if you enjoy being around people and offering creating a welcoming environment, and you like to engage people, or you like to come and help us get more organized, because there's always projects on the side that you can help us with, please reach out and contact right here below. And we'd love to honor your gift and offer of time for the sake of the parish. Just thinking a few other things. This weekend, as we've mentioned a few times already, Archbishop Dunn is going to be with us, and he is celebrating confirmation at the 9 a.m. Mass, just so you remember that as well. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Why don't I take a look at my cell phone and make sure I haven't missed anything? Just talk amongst yourself for a second. I think the only final thing is, yesterday we did another one of the videos that we're calling Before the Altar. And I interviewed Jen Dean, our new social outreach coordinator, and we had a wonderful conversation about her sense of calling into this role, about what the importance of social outreach is at this particular season in the history of our parish, and how we can get involved in supporting that work, and what are the different opportunities. It was a wonderful conversation. A number of people joined us online, and they sent in questions live, and you can check that video out on our YouTube channel right here. You can subscribe to it. Thanks for joining me today, and God bless you.